Hello, everyone. My name is Laurie Ceccan, and I'm the head of sustainability for global business at Airbus Helicopters. It means that I'm the direct link between our corporate sustainability departments and our customer or partners. I would like to start, maybe I will take this with me. I would like to start with one fundamental question. Is sustainability only a nice-to-have topic? We have heard a lot about sustainability the previous years. Just think about Investor last year, where the topic was mentioned in almost every panel. However, today, this topic is challenged, and in some countries, geopolitical factors are putting pressure on this. So, what do we really need to do? At Airbus, we believe sustainability is not only a flower or a leaf on a slide. Sustainability is real, is hard, is business, and it started yesterday. It's about taking actions and the ways we are transforming our companies, the ways we work and win. Let's take a moment to look at what our customers are saying about sustainability. If you can launch the video, please.
La sostenibilidad es importante para Cocopter porque somos papás, somos mamás, porque nos importa, porque tenemos la suerte de tener accionistas que se preocupan.
Sustainability is very important for LTI in the way we manage our business. We want to be able to grow the business, but do so in a sustainable way.
It's very important to our customers as we move forward. Hospitals are asking us what are we doing differently? How are we improving? What are we doing to make sure we're offsetting our carbon footprint? And I think it's important that we work with the OEMs to try and find those solutions.
Yo espero de los fabricantes que hagamos un trabajo en conjunto. Creo que es un trabajo comunitario. Es imposible hacerlo solo. Ni nosotros como operadores, ni Airbus como fabricante.
I see a thriving market in 2050. A range of hopefully zero-footprint aircraft flying around the world, serving EMS missions, search and rescue missions.
As you have seen, sustainability is important for everyone on this planet, for our customers and for us as an industry. Why? Because we, the helicopter industry, occupy a very unique place. Because, let's face it, nobody else works like us. Our helicopters, our customers, serve, protect, save lives and safely transport passengers in the most demanding environments. Helicopters provide unique essential services to society worldwide, especially in situations where every second counts. First responder, firefighters, public service operators, and military customers fly crucial missions with Airbus helicopters every day across the globe. So you might be asking yourself, how exactly are we pioneering the sustainable aerospace? We aim to pioneer the solution that will help to reduce the environmental impact of helicopters by constantly improving what we do and how we do it. At Airbus, our approach to sustainability is framed by the three key systems: ESG, environment, social, and governance. And today, I want to particularly focus on the environmental pillar, and specifically our commitment to decarbonization. Our strategy follows the climate mitigation hierarchy: avoid, reduce, compensate. First of all, avoid. This is where Airbus innovation truly comes into play. Improving vehicle aerodynamics in order to reduce helicopters' weight and drag, exploring new propulsion systems, including electrification, transforming how we design and build helicopters, optimizing engine and use lighter material. Airbus has, for some time now, continually innovated to reduce fuel consumption across our product range. And today, We take this to a new level with the development of a new CO2 metric, allowing us to measure where we stand today and to serve at design level to drive future upgrades and products of tomorrow. CO2 reduction is a focus for us and not something we think that should be left to chance. Helicopters are extremely versatile machines, spanning many customers, many segments, many size, weight classes. We are always fighting physics. Larger aircraft are heavier, require more energy, higher level of fuel burn, and so produce more CO2. But it can be vital when rescuing people or delivering supplies. In short, different classes of helicopter exist in order to deliver different solutions across society. So how do we approach this? In order to make this a fair comparison across the different classes, our CO2 metric expresses CO2 emission per equivalent passenger surface to measure the level of CO2 produced as a function of the capability the helicopter delivers to our customers. This metric has been designed in conjunction with expert aircraft engineering and with a select panel of third parties. And it will serve our North Star for all future product development. Then, what we cannot avoid, we have to reduce. And this is where SAF, the Sustainable Aviation Fuel, is crucial. Airbus, as the whole aviation industry, recognize SAF as one of the main drivers for the long-term goal of reaching the net zero emission by 2050. The SAF market is still nascent, and there is a challenge of facilitating and promoting a more efficient and broader use of SAF. A key challenge to accelerate the deployment of SAF is the limited number of supply sites. This means that SAF is often out of reach for customers, and especially for helicopters operating on specific platforms, not systematically attached to airports. We at Airbus are aware of this challenge, and that's why we are engaged and proactively involved on projects such as the SAF Book and Claim. We want to use our power as an OEM to aggregate the demand and to drive the production to achieve 10% SAF uptake by 2030. Book and Claim, which is a chain of custody model, allows customers to purchase SAF without being physically connected to a supply site. Under this model, operators can obtain and claim the sustainability attribute of the SAF without having to take the physical delivery of the fuel. The buyer and the seller don't need to be connected by a physical supply chain. To make it more concrete, this is similar to the green electricity you may purchase for your home. You can buy the green electricity knowing it will be produced, yet it's not the specific electricity you receive physically at home. We also need to mention that those transactions must be tracked and validated through an independent registry. Airbus is proactively working, supporting the book and claim model to be recognized by regulatory and voluntary markets to ensure proper SAF ramp-up, production, and usage. Then, what we cannot avoid or reduce, we have to compensate. This is the hard-to-abate emission. We have partnered with the company 1.5 to bring affordable and scalable carbon removal credits for our customers. We use a technology called Direct Air Carbon Capture and Storage, DACS. To conclude, sustainability needs the whole sector to progress. All stakeholders have their part to play. That's why today we are particularly grateful to have two of our partners, two book and claim early adopters, I should say, here to share their experience. Pauline Gasquet from Reeve Private Investment and Thibault Nicodème from SAF Aero Group. T'as pris le micro?
Thank you, Laurie. It's working. Thank you, Laurie, for this very nice presentation. Very shortly indeed. At SAF Aero Group, you know, we are operators of government missions. And we like to say that we save lives and we protect the environment through our missions. But while working on sustainability, it became quickly clear for us that the impact, the positive impact of our missions was not enough and that we needed to do more. And while working on that, and I really like your conclusions, Laurie, it became clear to us that we need to create a synergy of business partners who are willing to commit and also to engage financial means to work on sustainability. And I think that here, indeed, with this team you have in front of you, you have a good example of Airbus as an OEM committing to creating new possibilities for us as an operator to compensate as one of the three legs. It's one of the three. Reeve as a lessor with whom we are working in SAF Aero Group, who is also ready to commit to financial impacts, financial positive impacts on our leases based on the CO2 reductions that we can do as an operator. So as an operator, we will have a positive financial impact based on the CO2 reductions that we can reach. And I would say the last person that is not on stage today is also our customer, because in SAF Aero Group, we are also working with customers who are willing to pay a higher price to reduce their CO2 impact. And when I say customers, I'm talking about private customers, but also public customers, and we see a rising number of public customers ready to pay a little bit more in order to reduce their CO2 impact. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Thibault. I think what I would like to emphasize today is, so thank you for all your commitments. I think for us, for Reeve, what we want through this commitment is really to participate in the decarbonization of the industry. And through the Book and Claim initiative, I think it's a very good initiative because it enables everyone to participate. It enables better response for end users, as Thibault mentioned, because SAF is not accessible to everyone, and it's a response to logistical issues. It's also a way for us to decarbonize our activities as part of our commitment and reduce the long-term risks that can be coming from sustainability. And finally, it's a way to partner together and work together as an industry in a new manner and responding to different needs and services for everyone. So thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Thibault.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Thank you to our trio of speakers. That would be Laurie Ceccan from Airbus and industry colleagues Pauline Gasquet from Reeve and Thibault from SAF Aero. Do we have questions from the floor that we can put to our three people on this? While we're thinking of that, I will just ask, have we passed peak sustainability? Now we're having such criticisms of the idea in North America. What's your take on that from a European perspective?
What we see that there is a lot of pressure in America on that topic. We see that we have to adapt, change our rules in America and so on. But we see as well that lots of companies are still working on topic, but it's less visible.
Yes, and a few rowing back as well. But anyway, let's move on. What does to pay a little more for SAF mean precisely? Calculators at the ready, please, sharp pencils.
So, concretely what it means is that you know that SAF or book and claim has a higher cost, obviously, than the typical fuel cost that we would have in our contracts. And typically what we do is that customers are ready to impact their price, covering, for example, up to 30-40% of the fuel cost of their mission with SAF, so with a higher cost. So it's not yet 100%. It's a small share, but it's a good start. And again, it's something that we were not seeing 3-4 years ago on the market, and that is appearing now. So it's a good start. I think the trend will move to maybe one day cover a more significant part, and maybe at one point of time 100% of the fuel cost of the mission through compensation. But today, I would say it's in the range of 30 to 40%.
Okay. Pauline, do you have some comments on pricing?
Yes, sorry. I think to link both of the questions, we don't see the EU coming back on SAF regulation and SAF requirements for the airline industry, for business airlines. So most probably in the future, there might be like 5 or 10% SAF already in the conventional air fuel. So also enabling this discussion right now is also preparing for the future of what is going to be the cost of conventional air fuel with SAF in 5 to 10 years, where no traditional conventional aviation fuel will be available.
Laurie, what's your view on this specific question about helicopter operators' access to SAF?
The access to SAF is really the challenge for us, and that's why the topic I was presenting, the book and claim, answer that question. So it means that any operator can tomorrow claim the attributes of SAF by going through this model.
Staying with book and claim, and there's obviously at least one cynic in the room, doesn't book and claim feel like greenwashing? This is the question behind you now. When you compare projects like NHV using 40% SAF in H175s.
Yeah, so first it was really a great event when we had this flight a few weeks ago in Denmark, and to celebrate this contract with SAF.
Yeah.
And for sure the physical SAF, if you have access to it, it's really important, and it's what we will have to prioritize. However, it's not the possibility for all our operators. And here you have 40% SAF blend. You can add as well book and claim, and go until 100%.
Okay, thank you for that answer. Thibault?
Yeah, maybe to complement, I agree with Laurie. In some activities, and that is our case in our EMS, in our firefighting activities, we are constantly refueling in different places. And we are absolutely not in a position to use SAF. You know that when you use SAF on an aircraft, it has to be separated from the use of other fuel. It has to be on a dedicated reserve, and the helicopter cannot switch easily from SAF to traditional fuel. So for some missions, it's totally impossible to use SAF. I would agree with the question. It's obviously more favorable to use the normal SAF, but for some missions it's just impossible. And again, we are talking about the 3 legs presented by Laurie. Compensate, but also avoid and reduce.
So would you offer a little bit less on rates if your clients were using SAF?
So I think it's a question for the financial team, and not necessarily, but yes, it's a possibility. We won't revise all the leases, most probably, but for all new leases, it's something that we consider. So it's an open discussion with us.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. I think we'll close on that point. Thank you very much, Laurie Ceccan from Airbus, and industry colleagues, Pauline Gasquet from Reeve, and Thibault from SAF Aero Group.